Okay, this wind is super crazy. I hope you can hear me. Yes, the wind's gonna be loud because that's the point. It's super ridiculously windy. Darren and I have both said this reminds us of a tropical storm, and we're both really not looking forward to hurricane season. If this is what the weather's like 2 months before hurricane season has even started, I keep waiting for something to fall over and break, or a tree to break. I just really hope this passes quickly and nothing is damaged. Yesterday we did some trimming on this tree. We had some limbs overhanging on the roof, so I'm glad Darren was able to get to that. But it still has a lot of broken limbs from Hurricane Zeta that we just haven't been able to reach. We've tried several times, so I'm expecting some of those to fall. Hopefully there's no more damage to the tree or to our house. So I really do hope this passes quickly. During the winds yesterday, we saw that this was leaning and Hurricane Zeta actually knocked it over, and I straightened it up. So we came out and we put that brace on it, and it was super straight when we walked inside. And now waking up this morning, it is leaning again. We do have baby bluebirds. Darren will get the ladder and check on them in just a little bit. Hopefully they're okay. But we've got some damage over in the garden, so let me go show you that. Okay, this isn't good. Woke up, we saw that the strawberry cage has blown away, so that probably damaged the strawberries. I'm just now noticing this section of the fence blew down. It doesn't look like anything broke too badly. And then this section of the fence and the gate broke, so we're gonna have to do some repairs at the bare minimum, and maybe we lost some things at the most. At least one of my plants is broken. This one is one that needed some TLC already, so I don't even know if it's gonna survive. It's my jade plant, and a ton of pieces have broken off of it, so really not happy with that. I really hate that. I left for errands a little while ago and was only gone about an hour and a half, and this is even leaning worse than when I left, so we're out here trying to get it straightened before more weather comes in. And poor Mama Bluebird is up at the top of the crepe myrtle, understandably upset. And the wind also shook the screws out of the baffle, so I'm gonna try to fix that too, and it's already starting to drizzle. Most of the other side of the garden fence just fell over. I'm trying to repot my plant that got broken, and I heard a noise and looked over here, and there's nothing I can do because it's lightning. This is just really crappy. I am completely and utterly over this weather. Our gutter just failed. It just ripped away from the carport. Don't know how bad it is because, again, it's lightning and we can't get out here. So yeah, feeling kind of defeated. Okay, I'm pretty much over the rain, the weather. Yeah, rainy day every now and then is nice, but we're on day 2 or 3. I've actually lost count. And then they say it's going to rain. Today's Wednesday. They say that it's going to rain through Saturday. Yeah. And I'm surprised it was just lightning a minute ago. So we may get a strike or two while I'm standing here. The weather hits just keep coming. Darren just a few minutes ago said, hey, did you see that the tree was down? So of course I didn't. I would have come out here and done something about it. The ground is just super saturated and the wind just simply blew this over. I planted it at the correct depth, but there's just too much water and too much wind. Okay, I'm recording this to have some accountability. Hi Darren! This room is not a happy space anymore. It just, It's the only room, only Piper's allowed in here. That's why there's the baby gate. She can fit through it. Yeah, look at this mess. A lot of this has been sitting in that storage closet for years in the banker's boxes, stuff that I need to destash, and it's just too overwhelming, and I just keep procrastinating and procrastinating, and then I actually need space in that storage closet. It's where I keep all of our extra kitty litter, all of our extra linens are in there. Well, here, let's go take a look and see how messy that is. But I need to reclaim the space. I need to do something with a lot of this. All right, this is where, here, let's turn this on. All right. This is my decorating shelf. All of our extra pet food is here. Piper's on prescription pet food and they just had a shortage of it, so I went ahead and ordered a few extra bags. Our cat litter, all my yarn, all Christmas, anything decorating, all of our extra linens, my batting is up there for quilting, all of our files. Let's see, at least 4 boxes. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes is either personal papers or work papers that I have to keep. So all of the banker's boxes were behind here. There was just a big stack of them. And it's been years and I just procrastinated. Here, I'm gonna turn around again. And I was like, I'm going to go through all this stuff. I'm going to destash it. And then I got overwhelmed again. I have one quilt that needs to be washed and rolled and put away. I have one quilt over here that it just needs the label and it needs to be sent to the recipient. I don't know why I'm procrastinating on that. I need to destash one of my wheels and then my electric spinner, e-spinner. What else do I need to do in here? Just generally clean up. All the cat toys are now in here because Lucy was stealing them. So they're in here for Piper to grab and play with. She's really the only one that plays with them. Then I have a quilt top that needs to be basted and quilted and gifted to a friend. I'm excited about that, but because this isn't a happy space, I haven't wanted to work on that. Then there's another quilt top. I don't know if that's going to be for us or the cats or charity. I haven't decided what to do with that one yet. But yeah, this place is a giant mess and it's not a happy space. Oops, sorry about that. And this is the computer I use to do all of my editing, and it's just surrounded by just a mess, a chaos. So I need to work on this and stop procrastinating. And you can see it is raining. We're on day like 5 or 6 of rain. It's kind of ridiculous. So I have no excuses, but there's always something else I do instead to keep procrastinating in here. So I'm recording this as a little bit of accountability. So for anyone who thinks that I am the most organized and everything is sunshiny all the time here, this is your proof that this is just real life. Messes happen and I'm gonna try to deal with it. So wish me luck. I'm letting it record for just a second because you can hear different birds and the... Ooh, oh my gosh, 2 hummingbirds just flew by. Oh, so you can hear frogs and birds. But I'm back here. We've had some really severe storms. If you've seen the national news, we've had severe rain, flooding, lightning strikes. It's been kind of crazy. I'm over it. But the sun is finally trying to peek through. I think we're on day like 6 of rain. But anyhow, you could see the trail is flooded. But I smell something really sweet, like something's blooming, and I smell it, but I can't see it. Oh, I see a thrasher. So yeah, I've seen cedar waxwings, I've seen brown thrashers, I've seen Carolina wrens, I just saw the hummingbirds. I mean, everything. I think the birds are just as happy as the people that the sun is trying to peek through, because I know it's been really hard for them with the wind and the rain. Ooh, who's that? What is that? I can't see what that is. But yeah, something is blooming and it smells so sweet, but I don't see anything, so it must be just past my line of vision. I'm really excited for these mulberries to be ripe, but everything here is about a month behind. it keeps popping up in my memories that it was a month ago, a couple of years ago, that we were making mulberry scones and dump cakes and cobblers. So really looking forward for these to be ripened. And the neighbor's mayhaws are, ooh, it is super windy still. Not as bad as it has been, but yeah, the mayhaws are starting to ripen too. This is usually mud. This is definitely not usually underwater. I think 6 inches, or I'm sorry, we had 6 inches in an hour one day. We had 3 inches in an hour the next day. Then another 1.5 inches. So everything is just completely and utterly saturated. So I am not going off to the right. I don't want to know what's in that water. So I'm going to go to the left. That way, underneath the tree. And yes, once again, I wish I had brought the chainsaw so I could deal with that tree, or at least part of it, to make a little path. So I've got 3 cameras back here. I just checked one. Now I've got to check the other 2, but to get them, I have to get past that tree. Just to show you how flooded it is, I can't even really get over to the boardwalk. I guess I could, but I don't want to risk it. I'm in my rain boots, but they're still not tall enough, and I don't know how deep the water is. Lucy, say hey! I just wanted to show, we've had, which I've mentioned several times already in this video, we've had almost a week straight of severe rain, winds, and it's just done a number on the beach. You can see the large washout sections, and then huge sections of the boardwalk, the walkway, are covered in sand. And then lots of spots where the water's not draining. We actually just passed an area that I should have recorded. It was just like a pond between the concrete boardwalk and the sand beach, and the water just has no place to go. So it's pretty sad. This happens after every bad tropical storm, you know, but it usually doesn't happen just after a week of rain. But it's been pretty severe here the last week. So I'm surprised more people aren't out enjoying the sunshine. Okay, this is gonna be my last defeat of the week. These are chives. I planted these back in February, end of February. They haven't grown any larger. We have some wildflowers that I potted up for the pollinators. They haven't grown any larger. Hang on, I'll move over this way very slowly. I did want to give an update. The Dollar Tree bag did not hold up, and only one of my seeds actually bloomed. Over here, most of my greens, this one did okay, but not enough to harvest. Again, I did these back in February. I should have already had quite a few salads from these. Then we have more chives that haven't done anything. Then we move into our carrots. I should already be harvesting carrots. As you can see, there's hardly anything. I should be harvesting carrots. I did not thin these out. That was my fault. We started to, and it was so tedious, but at the same time, they weren't growing enough for us to actually thin them out. Here's second barrel of carrots, different variety, still not growing. I should be harvesting all of these by now. And our third barrel. And then our red potatoes are doing fantastic. Now hold on a second, I'm gonna go to the other side. Okay, here are our cucumbers. Only one has really taken off. They haven't grown enough for me to thin them out. This is the problem, and I'm not sure what's going on. I was talking to a man the other day at Walmart, and he said nothing is growing. He doesn't know if it's the weather. We have had crazy weather followed by super periods of rain, but nothing is growing the way it should be. And I'm watching people on Instagram and on YouTube, and their gardens are doing fantastic. They live farther north than we do, but here everything, the best word I can think of is everything is simply stunted. Even my tomatoes that I bought from the store once my seedlings didn't take. It's just really frustrating, and I was super excited about all of this. Last year, when we had our in-ground garden, we didn't plant until late April, early May, so I'm wondering if I should just go get some seeds and try all these again, if it was just a weather thing, rain thing. But I feel defeated, but at the same time, it's still too early to give up, because like I said, last year we didn't plant cucumbers until late April or even into early May, and I had enough for pickles. So I think maybe this week or tomorrow, actually, I will go get some more seeds and try again.
Hi, first I wanted to say thank you for watching. I know everybody has a million other options, so I do appreciate you taking the time to watch. If you used to watch years ago when we had the Knitting in Circles knitting podcast, this is completely different. I understand that. It's definitely a lot more back-end work, a lot more time-consuming than us just sitting behind the desk and talking about what we had knit that week and putting, the logo in the front and some photos, in between or at the end with a little bit of music at the end over the photos. So this definitely is a lot more involved for me, and I'm still really excited about it. I have noticed that the views have dropped off quite a lot, so please, if you can, like, subscribe, all those things that everybody tells you to do on YouTube. I really appreciate it. But also, I would like to know, this morning when Darren and I were taking our walk to the beach, he was giving me a little bit of constructive criticism, and he said that there's too much real life, that there's too many things that aren't going right, or that things that are failures, or not going according to plan. So he said it's a little too realistic, and maybe that seems negative, which I try not to be. I always think I show that I'm really excited about things, but I also show when things don't work out. And it was funny because as he was saying that, this week has been one of those weeks where nothing seemed to go quite according to plan, and I was going to title this one A Week of Defeats, because that's real life, that's how it's felt. But he laughed at me and said that it's a little too realistic. So let me know kindly, please be kind. There's a real person behind this. Hi. If you just want to see the positives, if you don't want to see the real life, if you don't want to see the things that don't go according to plan, to me that's super curated and unrealistic. I can't guarantee that I'm going to do that, even if absolutely every person said they wanted a super curated video. I do try to balance things out. I do get excited about things, but sometimes those things don't, turn out how we planned. Garden is one of those. We're having some issues in the garden, but I think everything's a learning experience. As long as you keep moving forward, even if you have to change, from plan A to plan B, even plan C and D. I try not to let it completely stop me. I can feel defeated, but I always try to find another way to do things. Last year we had an in-ground vegetable garden. That didn't work out. This year we're trying the hugelkultur raised beds and the container garden. Maybe that won't work out either. Again, I did mention in one of the quick little videos right before this, or segments, I was speaking to a gentleman, and he said he's having the same problem, that it just seems to be our weather. Nothing is growing properly. Everything is stunted. So that's just, again, that's just real life. That's reality. But yeah, let me know, not only, do you really want to see only a positive spin on things? Do you like the mix of real life? But also what you'd like to see in future videos. If you have any questions for me, anything that you'd like to, I'll see if I can video it or talk about it. So again, I do really appreciate everyone watching. I am still excited about the channel and where it can go in the future. It is a little disappointing how the views have dropped off, where it feels like all the work that I've put into it isn't being enjoyed as much as I had hoped. But I plan on making them, at least for the foreseeable future. But I guess that's everything. I just wanted to just say hi. I appreciate you watching, and to get everyone's take, please leave a comment. And again, there is a real person behind everything, so even if you have some constructive criticism, please try to be kind about it. Thank you.
I have one more thing I wanted to show you because this is a complete mystery to us. These are our first peach trees, and I know you're not supposed to let the fruit go all the way to ripe the first couple of years. I've heard 1 year, I've heard 2 years. I was gonna let 1 or 2 peaches ripen just because it would be exciting to have some fruit from our first peach trees. Anyhow, all the baby peaches, before I even had a chance to pull them off, are on the ground. So I don't know if the severe wind and rain did it, or if it is a bug or some sort of disease. Let me know in the comments what you think. Wind, which we definitely, you saw how much wind we had, or something else. Here's one. Let me see if it'll focus. There we go. This one looks like it just, this was the biggest one. It looks like it completely just broke off. And then these smaller ones, I mean, they just look like someone just knocked them all off. So let me know in the comments what you think the cause might be, if you have any experience with peaches. Does anyone have any idea what these little gelatinous fungi things are? They're pretty common around here on sticks and in old trees, and they're filled with fluid, and sometimes when we're cleaning up, right now I'm cleaning up the yard, but a lot of times when we're on trail, they'll pop and ooze on us. So I'd like to know what they are, to look up if they're dangerous or not. Normally, you know, of course, wash your hands, but sometimes it gets on our clothing, and it's not until end of day that everything gets washed. So I'm curious if anybody knows what these are.